If you're super nervous about your college interviews and you really don't want to say the wrong thing, this is the perfect video for you. Because I'm going to walk you through exactly what you should expect from the college interview process. And I know it seems super high stakes and super scary, but it really doesn't have to be. It's all about having the right practice, preparation, and positivity. So let's make sure that you're as confident as possible and ready to put your absolute best foot forward this admission season. But before we get started, be sure to like, share, and most importantly, save this video so that you do not lose it, especially the day before the interview. You're going to want to review this. And if you want to stay in the loop about more great college prep advice, be sure to give us a follow. Alright, so the first thing that you should know about the college interview process is that there are actually 3 different types of interviews that you can be invited for. The first type is in person with somebody affiliated with the university or college, typically an alum, and these tend to be more common if you're in a major city with lots of alumni from that school. The second time is a virtual interview, and this can be held through Zoom, through a phone call, or through any other video conferencing platform. And the third type is a pre-recorded interview or video instructions, and this is where you would answer questions on video that would later be reviewed by the admissions committee. Now, there are pros and cons to each of these different formats, but the key thing that you should know is that the same level of professionalism and preparation is going to be expected of you throughout all of them. So let's focus on what you can expect and what you can do to stand out in the best way possible. So the next thing you should know about college interviews is that not every student is going to be offered an interview, and that's okay. Most schools do not offer interviews to every single applicant, and this is largely due to volume and bandwidth. Schools often receive thousands of applicants per admission cycle, and there often isn't enough time or there aren't enough interviewers to really conduct that many interviews. So thankfully, top schools like Harvard and Dartmouth have even stated clearly on their website that not having an interview will not disadvantage you in the admissions process in any way. That being said, if you are extended an interview opportunity, you should always say yes. These opportunities can be kind of rare these days, so you really want to demonstrate as much enthusiasm and dedication as possible. And the third thing that you should know about this process is that first impressions matter. Now, we all know that your mind, values, and personality matter the most, but when you step into that interview, whether in person or virtually, you want to come off as polished, clean, and presentable. Avoid t-shirts, ripped jeans, or anything overly casual, and try not to wear any logos or slogans that can be deemed potentially controversial. Wear something that makes you feel comfortable, confident, and professional. And while you shouldn't be too casual, you don't have to be overly formal either. Just decide what works best for you within these guidelines. And if you're doing a virtual interview, make sure that you have a neutral or blurred background, keep the area around you quiet, and make sure that your Wi-Fi connection is strong beforehand. Showing up on time and greeting your interviewer courteously are also major parts of making a positive first impression, so make sure that you're planning your interview well in advance, avoiding traffic or travel mishaps, and introducing yourself confidently and calmly when the interview does begin. I actually have more interview advice for you, so I'm going to make a part 2. So if you found this video helpful, be sure to like, share, and most importantly, save it so that you do not lose it. And give us a follow to be the first to see part 2. And remember always that you've got this, and best of luck.